What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to the knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick. This song right here is for all the fellas out there taking care of business and making that money to provide for their ladies, provide for their family, and to all the ladies out there. The fellas are gonna need a little bit more than a big piece of chicken. If you got a good man and you want for nothing, and you wanna keep that man, you need to learn how to check that attitude. You need to show some appreciation. You need to show some respect. Girl, you need to bow down. All my fellas, tell your ladies. Bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love, you feel that? Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and
say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. No. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
What's going on? We are back. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI. Feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. You couldn't do it without you. We do it for you. When you act right. And if you don't, chat room, how we doing? How we doing? Get the likes up, over 50%, keep the engagement up. Make it look good. Keep it up. Guys, let's not have to do a stop doing the middle of the stream, please. Get them up. Get them up. Godfather's in the house. Hey! Big Shirley! What's going? What's good? Courtney, you out there? The Rebel Southern Belle. Ladies in the house. I love my godfather. Ooh. He be knowing, girl. He be knowing. He be knowing. He be knowing. Cause you find no matter what. Bobbity, bop. We're back. Shout out to the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. CIA men, FBI women. Welcome back. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kevin Samuels. I'm a professional image consultant, and my job is to make sure that you each look good, smell great, and are the best version of yourself each and every day. Candle of the evening from La La Beau. The candle is called Incense 9, one of their new ones, probably one of my favorites. Fragrance of the day. Today, it was time to just smell incredible. And when it's just time to just stop the show, when it's time to be a showstopper, Godfather always goes with Molecule 01, but then in the evening, we had to go ahead and tune it on down with some Rosia Dove UAE, probably the best rose oud fragrance on the planet. Straight up sexiness. Let's leave those both up front. Molecule 01 from Eccentric Molecule, Roja Dove, UAE, United Arab Emirates. I've had my water already. Red Bull in the cup. Oh, Anton, your ass. So let's do this one. This one's for Anton. See, I don't have the side camera hooked up just yet. Stunting on your ass. Anton, you know you like it. Anton, my dog, he's like, gotta show us you gotta show us something every now and then. Okay, that's what we got. Marking a special occasion sometimes is important. And this Friday, we're going to do a 1 million subscriber celebration and appreciation. So Friday is the day you're all welcome to call in, show your support, talk about what this show is meant to you, if it's helped you at all. It's the day you want to make sure you're looking good, dressed to impress, because you're gonna get to call in. It's time to go ahead and set the record straight for a lot of people who just happen to be maybe coming by here. If you look at the clips are, I mean, you take anybody out of context for a 2.5, 3 hour show, you can make anything be whatever you want. But fair to say that with the way this show is growing, the way the women in the comment section are responding, the letters I get every day, the DMs, the emails, saying thank you. You've helped me change my perspective. I'm getting better outcomes than I've ever gotten. I'm engaged now. I'm married now. I'm back with my husband. Me and my baby's father are reconciling. Me and my baby's father are getting married. Here's the date. Here's an invitation. Yes. So to my haters and critics, you're on the downside. And to the people who are finally realizing that it is about becoming the best version of yourself to help you get the outcome you want. More and more people are starting to become converted every day. They're starting to say, you know what? Somebody told me about your channel, and when I first saw it, I didn't like it. But the more I started watching, I dig it, and now I'm hooked. That's what we do over here. So let's get it moving. What we need to do is we need to get the engagement up. See, we should be over 4,100 likes right now. Guys, the only thing I really ask for you guys to do is make sure you hit the like button. So right now, what I want everybody to do is stop what you're doing, stop talking, and go hit the like button. As a matter of fact, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to turn off the chat until we hit the like button. Until the likes are over 50%, the chat stops. I shouldn't have to keep asking, but I know people are excited. It was the holiday. It was the weekend. Everybody is happy, wanting to see each other. I get it. Your godfather gets it, but you gotta remember to just hit the bell. Hit the bell on the way in. Give me what we need. See, there we go. It's amazing how doing that gets it all going back on. Chat is back on. All right, you guys see the title of the show? Modern women are the best storytellers. So, guys, I want to share a little something with you. And this monologue is going to be important. Take notes. I often talk about therapy. Because of unhealed hurts and traumas. We're going to be focusing heavily the rest of this year on trauma. Dating place trauma. There are so many single people out here walking around today traumatized from things that happened in their childhood, previous relationships, all out here wanting connection, but not knowing how to do it. How do I know I was one of those people? That's why you never hear me talk crazy about my exes, because I take ownership for the failures of my relationship. I was in headship, so ultimately it falls down to me. But I've done the work, and I continue to do the work. I don't talk about it a lot, but I need to talk about something that's really important. And shout out to my best friend out there. He knows who he is. He's watched this journey for the last 10 years. If anybody want to know who I am, that man has been there with a bird's eye view every step of the way. Many people have me mistaken, thinking I dislike women, or no, I just understand how men and women can be given all the information, have the means, resources, and ability to do something, need to do something, want something, recognize that it's the right thing to do, and still stop doing it. If you've ever been one of these kind of people who procrastinated, hesitated, you were driven by fear, false evidence appearing real, fear, scarcity, fear, scarcity, and lack. This is for you, modern women. We're focusing on you today because it all comes down to the stories we tell ourselves. Let me give you an example. Let me get a little water because your godfather's going to teach. Stories we tell ourselves. We all tell ourselves stories. We all tell ourselves stories that we are the author of. Let's say, for example, you're supposed to go to a party with your best friend. Your best friend's supposed to pick you up. He says he'll pick you up at 10 o'clock at your house. It's the party of the year. You've been planning to go forever. You got your new outfit. You got everything together. You're looking good, smelling good, got your fragrance right. You are ready to go. And then at 10 o'clock happens. No show. 10:15, no show. 10:30, no show. Text, emails, no return. No return call, no nothing. Then after about 11:30, you realize he's not showing up and you can't get there. What do you tell yourself? Depending upon what you tell yourself is what the reality is. Most of us jump to, see, I knew I couldn't count on people. I knew he wasn't reliable. I knew if I trusted somebody, he didn't pick me up because he didn't like me. He's trying to play me. He's trying to clown me. Most people jump there. Rarely do we go automatically to the benefit of doubt. Oh my God, I hope he's all right. I hope he didn't get into a car accident. I hope, nothing happened to him, because there's nothing in your history that has shown you this person has done anything wrong. But one thing goes wrong and all of a sudden we tell ourselves a story. And that story is from somewhere in our childhood or back where we have a hurt or a trauma. When we wanted to do something was important to us and somebody let us down. We had to make up a story to why that happened. And then we project that onto our friend. And then when you finally hear from your friend, he tells you, oh man, I was involved. I got into a car accident. I was in the ICU, blah, 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 blah. You feel stupid. You feel dumb. Part of you does. If that happens. But if it was a legitimate accident, let's say he ended up getting pulled over and he had a warrant for a parking ticket that he didn't pay and he went to jail or something. What happens? You still find a reason to not change the story, because the story is this: when I count on people, they let me down. So in order to not be let down, fear, or hurt, I won't count on anybody anymore. I'll drive my own car. I'll take a bus. I'll take an Uber. I will make myself impervious to hurt without relying on people. So many people are walking around with these stories. And then you come along with yourself that you've got the work done, if you're on a better version of yourself, you're on the path to healing and everything else, and you bounce into this person and you think you can actually help this person through it. And oh no, you really can't, because even if you can tell them, show them logically on paper, they can agree that this is a story they're telling themselves. You got to remember one thing: their story has to be true, because they are the author of it. You're the author of your stories. I'm the author of my stories. And the only way it changes is if we decide to write the story differently. Meaning, my best friend let me down because my father wasn't in my life. My father was into my life, so I have an issue with acceptance. My mother had to work a lot, so I had to go to my grandparents' house, so I have a fear of abandonment. You have attachment issues. Some people are securely attached, but most people have attachment disorders of some sort. Get into it, people. Do your work, because here's what it comes down. When you interact with other people, people are messy. Their lives are complicated. People don't fit together like squares in a Rubik's Cube. And when you finally decide to get out there, the stories that person told themselves, the stories you tell yourself are going to come and collide into one another. Write this down. You're the author of your own stories. Your stories have to be true, and you will find a way to make it true. Like the story about the friend coming to pick you up for the party. If you had done the work, you would probably go into the healthy thing of saying, something must have happened. Benefit of the doubt. You get to the party, and then you make it up on the backside. But most people sit there and ruminate. People let me down. Can't be trusted. You're mad all day, all night. You get into a conflict with your friend. And even if the reason is good, you still don't change the story because you have to be right. He can't get you to change the story because you have to be right. See, the fact is irrelevant. You'll find a reason to skip over the fact to make your story right. The unintended intended action. Oh, and this is what happens a lot today with modern women. They tell themselves stories. Men are trash. Men ain't shit. Men can't be counted on. Men can't be relied upon. Men can't provide. Men are all these bad things. They're either to be avoided, fear, or they're a tool. They never learned how to be vulnerable, never learned how to love, never learned how to look at as a man as a life partner, somebody to go through life with. Men are bad. Men are hurt. Men are pain. But then your biology kicks in and you want to feel close to somebody. You want to be intimate with somebody, and all these things start happening. Guys, have you ever think about it. How many of you ladies in the chat room are in a situation right now to where, or you've ever been in a situation where things should be going okay? Things should be going fine, but you always seem to end up in the same place. Remember what I said, that one video that woman said, all the men in Atlanta are this way. And I said, so what, all you attract is ass whoopers and felons? Have you ever asked yourself how women in abusive relationships always seem to attract the dudes that are abusers? And then even get with a guy, and he has no history of abuse, but then he end up going upside her head. It's the unintentional, intentional consequence. It's the unintentional, intentional action. If it's not there, they will make it be there. You ever had a friend that's late all the time? So you say, all right, man, the party starts I'm going to pick you up at 10. You know you're always late. You know you always run behind. So here's what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to call you at 8 o'clock. I'm going to remind you at 9 o'clock. I'm going to send you an email, set you an alarm, do this, do that. You lay out your stuff. Tell them everything to do, and what? They'll still find a way. They'll take a nap. They'll stay up late. They'll go to the drive-in at the restaurant and go in the longest line. They will find a way to intentionally make their story true. This is why I say you attract what you are. Y'all just thought I was a man in a suit talking shit. No, I've done this. I've studied this. I've put work into this. He has no historical facts and this and that. Shit. Why is this important? Because you got plenty of women out here talking.
I'm a PhD.
Why is this such a powerful combination? Why did Miss Average at Best hit so much? Because it was the buy a dog and die alone. That's what made things hit so much, because that's what so many modern women are faced with. Either you change your stories that you tell yourself, adjust your life to the reality, become present in what's going on, make yourself accessible, emotionally vulnerable, emotionally present when you're around the kind of caliber of man you say you want, or you will keep repeating the same cycle over and over and over and over and over. And why are modern women the best storytellers? Because modern women have too much information. Previous generations of women did not have the internet. All you had was your school, your family, your community, your neighborhood. Today, you got all of that, plus the internet, social media, 24/7 TV, 1,000 channels, information overload. And it makes people fearful. Why? Because we spend so much time on these screens. We are the most connected, communicating, non-communicative people that have ever lived. And women, because they are so live in their emotion first, their logic second, modern women have told themselves a story to justify, well, why am I an adjustable 6 or an eternal 7 or an 8, 9, or 10, and I'm still single, unmarried at 30 years old? Well, it can't be me. It's got to be that what? I'm in the trash. It's got to be something wrong with the men. It can't be that I create my own chaos. It can't be that I attract the very thing that I hate. It can't be that I am what I hate. It can't be that, because that will require accountability. And then when you run into somebody who's going to vibrating at a different level, moving at a different level, Mr. High Value comes along and he's got his shit together. He's a thorough dude. Uh-oh, that's scary. That looks too much like healthy. And you're used to being in pain. You're used to chaos. You're used to drama. You're used to not being able to count on anybody but yourself. So all you know how to do is superficially connect, fuck, go home. I said it. Superficially connect, have sex, go home. Wash, rinse, repeat. When the boring, monotonous norm of life starts to happen in what's healthy, you make it chaos. You become a modern day home wrecker. You wreck your home. And it's almost like on autopilot, just like if you've ever seen a movie before that has the same kind of plot where you can predict what's about to happen. Modern women, your relationships have become predictable. Because unlike anybody else that's ever come before, you have been told you're perfect. There's no problem with you. The problem's everybody else. Everybody gets a trophy. 8th place trophies. Everybody's beautiful. There are no standards. Blah, blah, blah. You have been coddled. You've been lied to. You've been told everything's great. And then you get out into the world and it's a harsh, cruel place where you got to compete. And it's like you're out here and there's an exposed nerve. And the world today is ice water. If you ever had an exposed nerve, a cavity in that ice water, or you bite down on some aluminum and you get that shock, it hurts too much. So what do women end up going back doing? Running in, telling themselves a story as to why they got to be in. I got to work. I got to move up the corporate chain. I got this, I got that. I got to be here for my friend. I got to be there. Anything to keep you, quote unquote, safe. Well, I'm going to ask you, ladies, how many of you modern professional women are safe? How many of you are happy? You're safe, but how many of you are happy? When was the last time you were happy? When was the last time you actually had a genuine connection with somebody that did not? Oh, I'm about to go there. You're so cut off from your feelings that you don't even know how to. Oh, don't say it, Kevin. Some modern women today are so cut off from their emotions that the only place they can even simulate feeling is in the bedroom. And for some, that ain't even good enough. Some modern women are so detached from their emotions that even during sex, their mind is checked out. Because it makes them feel too vulnerable. I'll tell you a story. I had a homegirl, and she had a boyfriend, and they were in love, deeply in love, good couple. Everybody loved them. They were like a little Cosby couple. But during sex, they had a problem. she would never orgasm. She would never climax. It's not because she couldn't, it's because she wouldn't. She would not allow herself to do it because she grew up hearing sex is bad. You're supposed to have sex during marriage. So if you've ever heard of the St. Brute complex or the Madonna whore complex, there's a derivative of this to where women, especially in the Bible Belt, have associated with sexual pleasure with somebody you truly love is something that's dirty. And it caused all kind of problems in their relationships. They broke up. They ended up breaking up. And you know what she ended up doing? Going end up getting with a Pookie or Ray Ray and getting her back blown out because then she could go be the whore. She could go be the dirty girl she wanted to be. She couldn't be the dirty girl she wanted to be with her man because of the story she told herself about it. Now, funny thing is, they decided after college or something, they ended up hooking back up 6 or 7 years later, and that problem didn't exist anymore. Matter of fact, not only did it not exist, she would jump up on top, get up on cowgirl, and flick the bean. I remember coming to a fraternity meeting, it's like, yeah, man, now she's doing all this other stuff. But you know what? They couldn't make it work because he couldn't get over the story he told himself about her there. So wait a minute. You were with me and you couldn't do this, but then you went off and got with the 7-Eleven dude and you did all this stuff, and now you come back knowing tricks, and I got to know that you did. What kind of stories are you telling yourselves, ladies? Because they're all stories. We fill in the blanks of things we don't know to make our reality make sense. It has to be what it was. This is why so many modern women are repeating the same pattern over and over and over again. You end up dating the same guy, same derivative of a guy. And how do you break this cycle? One, you have to be willing to admit you're afraid. You have to be willing to admit you're afraid. You got to be willing to admit you're vulnerable. You got to be willing to admit the very thing you long for, the world is telling you, you don't need no man. You don't want, you want that. You need that. You need a man in your life. You want that masculine attachment. All that stuff you want, you got to admit you need it. Not it would be nice to have. Not that I got a dog or a cat and I got a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
You got to admit, I want that. I want that. My life is income. And see, but that's a level of vulnerability that many modern women are just terrified to go to because it makes you a pick-me or this or that. Okay, what's the alternative? You got to be willing to risk. You got to be willing to be vulnerable. You got to be willing to risk, and you got to be willing to look fear in the face and say, not today. Fear, false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. This is why I'm such a big fan of therapy. The work you can do in counseling and therapy in the confines of a therapist's office where you feel safe will pay dividends. Long dividends. You gotta be willing to do this, especially black women. Black women, you gotta be willing to risk the terrors of dependence. Yep, the terrors of dependence. You gotta be willing to risk that. And I will use this word in the context of the emotion that needs to be connected with modern women. You got to be willing to deal with the common risks of quote unquote love. And what that really means is an emotionally profound, significant emotional attachment to one person. To where you're willing to let your guard down and willing to risk being hurt. Because if you're not willing to risk it all, you can't have it all. You can only have what you're willing to risk. You can only have what you're willing to risk, modern women. And so I asked on Instagram Friday or Saturday night. I'll go to it real quick. We're going to open the call lines because we're doing work now. We're doing work. On Friday, I said, too many Today, many men believe that modern women are willing to sacrifice nothing if it means sacrificing her comfort. You can have nothing more than what you are willing to sacrifice. If you've got 100% and you're only willing to sacrifice 10% of your comfort, you only get 10% of what you need. And this is terrifying to most women because you have never been, men are not to be trusted. And you're saying trust them. No, I'm saying trust you. Trust that you can handle that he's human, you're human, and that mistakes will happen. But trust that you won't be a track star, you won't be a runner, you won't leave. Trust you that you'll do better than your daddy did, do better than your mama did, that you'll be able to sit there and talk to somebody and work through it. That's what your grandma did. That's how they got 30, 40, 50 years into it. They decided to stay beyond love. They decided to stay for trust, honor, legacy, more than just their comfort. I'd be willing to do that if the man was right. Nope. Got something for that too. It ain't the man, it's the you. You have to be willing to give without expectation. And today, and modern women have been told to take and expect everything. I'm telling you, you have to do the opposite that you've been taught. I asked another question. Honest question. What 3 things make a man worth it? And the answers, pretty much pat. Pretty much pat. Go on there on Instagram and check it out. Chemistry, compatibility, and cooperation. Chemistry doesn't mean shit. You can make chemistry. God, loyal, and responsible. Character, leadership, and values. Loyal, provide, and protect. But you don't pick for these things, ladies. Integrity, leadership, security. You don't pick for these things. You pick for swag. He got big dick energy. That's what you pick for. He got to blow your back out, right? Matter of fact, how many of you have left relationships because everything else was good, but the sex wasn't what you thought it should be? Well, if you wasn't out here Trotskying around, you wouldn't know. Let's keep going back. Well, if he was the right man, Kevin, all these things would be willing to work. Now, see, you got to be the right woman that you're supposed to be from the beginning. And to be the right man, here's what he needs. It's a man's responsibility to groom his woman in the present to be where he will. It is man's responsibility to groom his woman in the present for where he will be in the future. This is one of the biggest hurdles and downfalls of modern women. They tend to want the future. They tend to want their future in the present while still fearing their past. What does that ultimately mean? That men are supposed to lead. And your man is supposed to take you, customize you, and groom you to where he's going. The vision. He's the one with the vision, the plan, the map. You're supposed to trust his leadership and follow, and he grooms you along the way. And what we're doing today, I'm getting you ready for where we're going to be in 2 years. Right now, we're here, but in 2 years, we're going to be here. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. We often talk, and I talk about when we met back in 2017, I was the same person then. When I started this whole YouTube journey, I asked myself a lot of questions, and I've always looked at it. Where do I plan to be at this point, this point, this point, that point? That's what men of vision and leadership do. You plan for the future in the present, and you make room to take people along. Ladies, you don't have to know the plan. You just have to trust the planner. And he cannot sit there and tell you the plan while he's driving. So he grooms you, and you have to trust that he's going. You're in the passenger seat. He's the driver's seat. But see, the reason you can't do that is because you want the future. You want the outcome right now. But you don't deserve it right now. And he can't give it to you right now. The destination is up there. You got to wait till we get to the bathroom. But you want it now. I want it now. I want it now. You can't open your gift till Christmas. I want it now. No. And every day between now and Christmas is miserable. because you want it instead of just enjoying the family holidays. Because you want like a child instead of wanting like a woman. Enjoy the travel, enjoy the trip, enjoy the destination. So when you get to where you're supposed to be going, you can actually say, I had a part in this too. Look at where we've gone. Instead of just getting there and looking around like, okay, where we going next? What? I've got us from here to here, and now you want to keep going? Can we enjoy where we at? Yeah, what's next? What's next? What's next? You know what it takes to get us there? You slept in the passenger seat. I'm driving. I'm keeping us safe. Yeah, go ahead and go to sleep. Sleep with the babies in the back. I've had Red Bull. I got my music. I'm alert. I'm focused. It's dark. I'm on the road, and I'm keeping us safe. I'm looking at 1,000 things at a time because I got to make sure you get there. We all get there safe to our destination. You wake up and we're there. I'm tired. And now you're like, well, help me with the kids. No, I got us here. You do your job. See, women who can understand about being present are pleasant, are women that are pleasant to be around on a journey. Women who are not present, well, let me know when we get there. And I'm gonna go get my nails done. I'm gonna go get my hair done. Then you come home and somebody else is in your house. You want the future in your present. And why is that? Why do modern women want the future in their present? Because in places they don't want to admit, they still secretly fear their past. And we go back to the stories. Somebody abandoned me. Somebody hurt me. I couldn't trust. I couldn't get this. I couldn't get that. Mama didn't hug me when I needed to be hugged. I was taught that emotions were bad. I was taught that this. I was taught that. So everything looks good. It's the perfect picture. But that's all it is. It's a picture. I want you guys to think about old school photo albums. Look in your old school family photo album. Picture here, picture here, picture here, picture here. But here's the thing. In between the pictures, there are lines and spaces. There's a picture here and a picture here. And that space, that line, this is where the life happened. There's no picture for this. Christmas 1970, Christmas 1971. This space represents the entire year. What happened in this space? Because y'all, you look at their faces here and here. We are so focused on the destination, on an outcome. I want a high value man. I want this lifestyle. I want this. I want that. You can say what you want. What do you bring to the table? Because you haven't sat down to ask yourself, what do I fear? What scares me? Where's the lack coming from? What are the stories I'm telling myself? Why am I telling myself these stories? How am I reacting to the stories I tell myself? And if I want a different outcome, I have to write a different story. You got to become a better storyteller to have better life. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just a guy in a suit who just talk shit on YouTube. Maybe I'm just a guy in a suit talk shit on YouTube, you know. Maybe that's what it is. I want to know the stories you're telling yourselves, ladies. Because remember, the stories you tell, they have to be true. They have to be true because you wrote them. So you can't say, I'll do better when Mr. Right comes along. He can't change your story. Mr. Right will come along when you write the right story. This video is too good for the likes to be like this. I know. Get the likes up. Y'all want the call line open because this is where the work starts. This is a heavy show tonight, but we got to get a heavy show for what we're gonna do Wednesday. See, sometimes we have to go and do the groundwork, the fundamentals, and martial arts is called stance work. Stretching, calisthenics, push-ups, stances. It's not the punches and kicks, and this is the basics. But it's the basics that make your kung fu strong. The stances, the stuff I'm giving you, ladies, is a way to look in your life and have a better outcome in under a year. I don't care how you were raised. I don't care what your situation was like with mama and daddy. I don't care how your baby daddy was or your first relationship or your first love. Everybody has a story. What do I say? The world does not owe you understanding. It doesn't. You got to make a better story. Tell yourself a better story. As I open the call lines, I want you to think about it this way. Ladies, you ever met those women who always seem to have their shit together? That no matter what, they always seem to be good. Always seem to be good. It's like, dang, nothing brings that chick down. She's always just in the best mood, and she always seems to have the best luck, and she always gets the right guy, and she's the chick that always gets the free meal and free this. She told herself a different story. Me, I'm a product of the stories I've told myself. Out of everything that happened in my life, I use it to my advantage, even the heartbreaks. The title of my book, I'm not going to leak it yet, but it's in production right now. Everything has a purpose. Nothing goes to waste in life. I mean, the downfalls, don't lose the lesson. Let's do some work, ladies. Let's talk about becoming a better storyteller. Become a better storyteller, write a better story. That's what we're going to do. Write better stories.
Loyalty, I need.
Well, nope, that's not it.
Yeah. Lune. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar. Dormir en
Doors
un
of the
lugar.
church are now open.
Lugar para trabajar. Y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen la verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
I got a milestone.
Se arregla
Big
con
Shirley.
Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Yeah. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, yeah, de corazón. De corazón. Yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunático.
All right. Y'all like the new lights? New light show? Wait till the rest of this coming in. Like I said, Godfather's keeping pushing the limit. Wait till you see the new studio coming up. So, I've heard people say this is a good monologue. Thank you. It's the result of a lot of work, a lot of practice, a lot of effort, and a lot of caring. So I laughed at my critics and detractors who say I don't care. You're out of your freaking mind. You can't do what I do if you don't care. You can't do what I do if you don't love. I care too much, and I love too hard. That's generally the problem. But I make sure that I get stuff done. And we demand that we do the best. Come on. Call line is open. If you want to come in the stream, you got to click the Zoom link. If you have any questions about anything we talked about tonight, you want to ask a question, tell your story. You got to keep it short, though. You can't just get up here and ramble. The value of actually sitting down and doing therapeutic work is one thing. You learn how to trust yourself. It's not that you become perfect, and it's not that problems don't exist. It's that you don't fear your problems anymore like you used to, because you decide to be in control of the thing that scares you the most, you. And the best situation, I think, it's my personal opinion, is a man that knows himself, knows his weaknesses, his flaws, and has people around him to help check those, and people who are on task becoming a better version of themselves. So let me do this while the call lines up. Let me open the Zoom room too. Open the Zoom room. Open the Zoom room. Yeah, man. The storytellers. The storytellers. Storytelling. That'll do it. All right. Janelle, you ready? Janelle? Sheila, you ready? Are you ready, Sheila? Wave if you're ready. Wave if you're ready, Sheila. Sheila, wave if you're ready. God damn. Hello? Take off that Bluetooth. Take off your headset. All right. Just come back, Sheila. Take off your Bluetooth and get directly on the phone. Come on, Janelle. Yeah, you can't come in here at my age of being 40 years old trying to use technology like y'all young. Y'all don't know how to use this shit. Get on the phone. Hello? Hello? Hello, Janelle. How are you? Yeah, Sheila still tried to doing the audio again, so we're gonna have to bounce you. How are you? I need you to hold the phone steady. Okay? Oh, no, you gotta do that. You can't just set it down. How old are you? You have on clothes?
Hello? Hello?
Do you have on
I
clothes?
took it off.
Okay. Sheila, you're gonna have to come back in because you're getting double up. So what do you got for me? Yeah. You came on here with a bra on. All right. Have a good day. Bye bye. Yeah, don't come in here just bra on, being silly. Come on now. All right, there's Sheila. She's back. This probably will work this time. All right, Sheila, let's go. Third time's a charm. Hello. Hi, how are you? Lord have mercy, Jesus. So, that's how this goes. Sheila, say something. Bless her heart.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes,
All right, can you hear me?
hogs,
Yes.
dogs,
What's
chickens,
going on?
turkeys,
You
rabbits.
can hear me now?
Do you have me
Hello?
on the TV?
Hi.
Do you have me playing on your TV?
I'm doing all right.
Do you have me playing on your
Um,
TV?
I'm still okay, I got it. I got the Bluetooth off. How you doing, Kevin?
Do you have me playing on your television?
Yes, but you're not, I don't
No,
hear.
you can't do that.
Okay,
There's
I
a
have it
delay.
off.
You got to turn that off. Just be on your mobile device, so there won't be a delay.
Okay, it's
How
off.
are, okay, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good. How old are you?
I am 64.
All right. What do you got for me?
Well, I just wanted to say that
I need you
my
to do me a favor. I
story
need you to
is,
hold the phone steady, okay? Because
okay,
when he does like that, it kind of makes people seasick. Go ahead.
okay. For some reason, you're not loud enough. Maybe I don't know if it's my phone or not. But
Uh,
anyway, my story, excuse me,
go ahead.
my story is I've been married twice, in fact. Um, First for 20 years, had the children and divorced, and then married a second time for 27 years. He just passed, and I just felt like I was on my own again. And I just done some work for myself. And the work is what I worked on myself years ago. And it helped me to realize that life goes on. I can still have a happy life.
Do you have
I'm
any
enjoying
children?
myself right now.
You have any children?
I have, I have three,
And how long ago did your husband pass?
7 months ago.
Oh, okay. Well, tonight we're talking about the stories that women tell themselves. So I'm sorry for your loss, but we're kind of talking about people who are kind of out here actively dating and in relationships.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, I'm not dating right now, but
Yeah, I
even
would. I
if I
would. Yeah, I
was,
wouldn't think you would be with such a soon after a
no.
loss. So I'm going to go on to
Hmm.
the next caller. Okay. Bye
Okay.
bye. Bye bye. Come back, Denise. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Do you have me on the TV or anything? How old are you? So what do you got? Kara, hold on, Denise. Uh, Kay, you need to get. It's a black screen. If you don't come on, you're not going to come on. What do you mean somebody who doesn't understand you? What do you mean? How old? What age of men are you dating? Are you in college? Are your mother and father married? So who do you ask about dating and relationship advice in your family? Well, I mean, when I hear young women say that men don't know what they want, and I'm going to naturally say, what do you want and what do you bring to the table? Bump, bump, a cricket ass quiet. See how it is? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you ain't turned the volume down on the phone or something? Because your generation has been told that men need to do everything, and y'all just need to be, men need to read your minds. Do you communicate what you want? Do you communicate what you want? Uh, all right. Uh, Okay, young lady, young lady, young lady, young lady. Okay. I'm not trying to be rude, but you sound like a high schooler whining about men. I don't know what you're talking about. You haven't said anything specific, so I don't know what I'm to help you with. Yes, because I can't know how. Let me ask questions. When was your last relationship? What was your last relationship? When was it? Okay. A relationship that lasted 6 months a year ago and you're only 20. I'm going to say that you don't know what the hell's going on in relationships either. And it's easy for you to blame men, but you haven't had a relationship in a year, and the one you had only lasted 6 months. You're still young. Stop blaming men and start dating. What was my advice? Okay, go ahead. That's all, that's what you need. You stop dating, stop blaming men and start dating. You need more information. You're going to sit here and tell me what's wrong with somebody you broke up with a year ago and you were with them for 6 months. No, you need. What's the most amount of dates you've gone out with one man? Since you said you're not in a relationship but you're dating, go ahead. And what outcome are you trying to achieve with dating? Okay. See, I trying to tell you, you sound like a high school girl, but a woman says, what does that mean? Someone that I want to be with forever means what? Someone you want to be with forever means what? What's the word? What does the word mean? I want to be with him forever, meaning what? What's the institution, the nature of the relationship? What does that mean? Then say that. So that's why I'm saying I feel like I'm talking to a kid. I want to be with somebody forever. That's Disney. You can't even say the word, so you can't have it. You're too young, sweetheart. What I'm reading from you. That's what I said. I'm trying to help you. I don't want to listen to you whine about boys when you aren't dating enough and you want to be married. You're not a wife. You are not a wife right now. You are a prom date. You need more input from women to help groom you to be a wife. You need to talk to men who want, like your father, your uncle, older men, and they can give you input in what men are looking for because you're a girl dating boys with puppy love problems. That's not this show. But I'm not going to let you whine and make it men's problem. It's yours to get better. See, that's what the world ain't told you. The world has collared you and said it's men's fault. That ain't this show. Have a good night, though. See how they can just come over here and blame me and it's all the men's fault. They're just not ready. What? Hello, Ebony. How are
Hello?
you? How are you?
Hi, how
Yeah, I
are
didn't
you?
miss nothing on that call.
Nice
Go ahead.
talking to you.
Yeah, I got
I'm
it.
sorry.
I'm talking to people on
Can you
YouTube.
hear
This,
me?
yeah, I can. People are saying y'all didn't miss nothing on that call. It'll be on the replay. Y'all didn't miss nothing. What do you got for me, Ebony? How old are you?
I'm 42.
What's going on?
Okay, I just wanted to actually kind of give you more, not more so my background, but a little bit, just asking you some dating advice. I'm 42. I have 2 children.
Okay.
I live in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Okay.
Um, I have a 23-year-old and a 18-year-old. 2 different fathers. I was married, not to their dad. That didn't work out. I didn't know how to be a wife to my husband. I wasn't submissive. I had a lot of neck popping going on.
Okay.
And that relationship ended.
When did that end?
That ended about, I'm going to say about 8 years ago. From there, I've been going to therapy. I still go to therapy now. And I just wanted to know, I don't meet high value men at all. I wouldn't even know. I'm in Jersey City area. But I am looking to date seriously. And I just wanted to know, like, for a person like me,
Well, if you've been in therapy for 8 years, what has been the diagnosis?
Well, I suffer from anxiety, so
Okay. Generalized anxiety.
I went.
Generalized
I'm
anxiety.
sorry.
Generalized anxiety. Specific
And
anxiety.
depression.
Are you on medication?
I supposed to be on medication, but I self medicate, meaning that I do smoke marijuana, and
Then,
it's prescribed from a doctor.
then
However,
the
I
answer
do
is
smoke
no.
marijuana.
Then there's no.
So no,
No.
no.
No. No. Why would a man who's looking to date someone seriously want a woman who can't even follow her doctor's advice?
Mhm.
That's it. Full stop.
So.
Full stop. You have psychological conditions, prescribed medication, and you choose to not do them. Instead, you choose to self medicate by smoking marijuana. I don't know any man who has any good sense who would sit there and say, I want to deal with a woman who is going to defy her doctor's orders. Why would he want to deal with that
Mhm.
mental state? Let me ask you, why don't you just do what the doctor ordered?
Well, I just kind of wanted to do what I wanted to do. I
Well,
used to
then
take
stay
the
by yourself.
medication. I'm sorry.
Then stay by yourself.
Okay, well, I'm willing to listen to the doctor's orders.
Well,
That's not a
but see what
problem.
I'm
It was just
trying to
me
get you to
doing what I
understand,
wanted to
man.
do.
Yeah, it is because what I'm trying to get you to understand is you came in saying, I'm very honest. I've had 2 kids by multiple men. I've been married. I was neck popping. You got a problem with authority and following and being cooperative. And even right now, 8 years into therapy, you still doing what you want to do. Why would anybody choose to bring that into their life when they can choose somebody who's cooperative?
I understand. So I really think that I should be just taking my medication.
Well, that's a start. That's a
Yeah,
start, but you
that's
also need to, first off, in 8 years, your condition should be managed, but you can't manage it if you're not on medication. So honestly, people like you, uh, therapy can become another addiction. So it should go therapy, identify the condition, talk it out, get it under medical supervision and control, and move on. But the way you're
See, I
moving,
never.
but the way you're doing it is you still are stuck on first base. You haven't really progressed. You've just been in therapy 8 years. You don't have 8 years of therapy.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I never just stopped going. I just always felt that it was important to go to therapy. I'm
Yeah,
not
no, it's
making any
important to do.
excuses.
No, it's important to do therapy, not to
Mm-hmm.
go. It is important
Got
to
you.
do. All right, have a good day.
Thank you.
See,
You too.
we don't like if we don't like following instructions, following directions. Why would a man want to be involved in it? Why would a man want to be involved in it and say, "Yeah, Danielle, wave, Danielle. How are you? Oh, go ahead and bring you in. How are you? All right, Queen, you gotta unmute yourself. You gotta start your video. You gotta start your video so I can recognize, see who you are. Make sure you're not a trizzle. No trizzies. So here's what I'm gonna do. Today has been more of a monologue. For the next 30 minutes, we're just gonna have general questions before next Wednesday's show. General questions. Questions. When I'm thinking about that, I'm going to the call. Let me go into the super chat. And on Friday, we're going to be, let's see, get into all of these. Oh, look, they're trying to flag the show. It won't work. There's nothing bad. You're talking about psychological development and healing in this. Let's do this. All right. A Free says they're spending too much money trying to be the head of the relationship instead of focusing on being the neck. Not understanding the neck can point the head in any direction. You're trying to make too much sense over there. Rich Turner, I'm trying to make a change. I'm trying to make change. Trying to make change to the collective plate like Michael Irvin did a few years ago. Oh Lord have mercy. Trying to make change. Yeah. See, let's talk about that though. Brother A Free comes in and says they're trying to be the head instead of the neck. A lot of modern women have control issues. They feel like if I'm in control, I won't be hurt. Most of modern women's issues comes down to two things: fear and scarcity. Most are motivated by fear. Almost every decision, it's fear of loss, fear of vulnerability. Just like you can have the fear of losing something, but you can also have the fear of success. People know how to deal with losing if they've lost, but some people don't know how to deal with success. Women don't want to, if you've been in charge of everything for your entire life and haven't been able to depend on anybody, it's scary for them to have to say, all right, I'm going to trust you when I've been told I'm not supposed to trust you. My dad couldn't trust my mom couldn't trust my dad. So they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I want a woman to come in and tell me I'm lying. I want one woman to come in and tell me I'm lying. They're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's like I want to trust, but I don't know how. If I trust you, I might get hurt. And if I tell you too much, you may use it against me. So the very person you want to protect you and provide for you, you're afraid to be vulnerable and nest. You can't be comfortable in your feminine because you refuse to drop that heavy shield and sword. But this is why I say pressure is made for shoulders and not hips. And so many women are breaking down. By 45, women who have lived this way mentally, spiritually, probably about 65, 70. Brianna, you got to come back. And there is no easy way. There's no short way of saying, oh, just trust. It takes work. You ladies are going to have to learn how to tap into your divine feminine, become vulnerable to yourself, become vulnerable to the kind of men you say you want, and communicate it ahead of time. Not hold it back. Y'all don't want me to get up, and y'all don't want this. Y'all want somebody to tell you Queen Mother God Earth, Sea Moss Gold. It's the man's problem. Y'all don't want this because it look too much like right. This look too much like right, fellas. This look too much like right. Wrench. Somebody tell him. And here's the thing. And some guys in there talking about body counts and this and that. I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to say something that ain't going to be popular with a lot of guys, man. You can't never know what a woman's body count is. Don't even worry about it. All I care to know is how she treats me. I don't really want to know what happened before me. I don't want to know about your past relationships. How do you act when you're with me? That's it. When you're with me, and if you're my one-on-one, how do you represent me when you're not with me? Men, let me go ahead and get to the men a little bit. I see you ladies over here in the Zoom. Men, y'all gonna be mad at me. A lot of us are modern men. You're going to have to give these fearful women some room to fail, some grace and some mercy. They aren't us. You cannot tell her to come in, trust you, me, heat, big, strong man, pressure made shoulders, not hips, and then expect her to be perfect. She's going to pee on the carpet. She's going to shit now. She's going to do something. And when she does, you cannot go in and jump on down her throat and be the very thing that she's afraid of. If I'm vulnerable and dependent upon you and then I do something wrong, then you go, no. That's why I say I don't think you should be worrying about serious relationship with women until you're over 30, 35 minimum. Because from 18 to 35, you're still too young. You got too much testosterone. Your chi is too high. You got to have a lot of patience. A woman is to be customized and groomed. And that requires a teacher, not a student. Oh, shit. That was my problem. I knew a lot of shit, but I wasn't a teacher. I knew a lot. I had a book. But imagine a sixth grader trying to teach. A sixth grader can teach a second grader, no problem. But I can't do shit out in the world. I had to graduate from man first. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for this. All right, Brianna, you're up. Brianna, yep. Judah, you next. Oh, somebody with name of JoJo Siwa. You gonna go bye-bye. Hello, Brianna, you gotta unmute yourself. See, let me say this too. Gentlemen, one of the best things I ever learned, trust your godfather on this one. One of the best things I ever learned was how to use power. True power comes from what you don't do. When you're with your lady friend or something like that, and she does something that is wrong, let's just say for the sake of right, there's something that's not, we're not talking about something egregious. So not talking about something egregious. He does something that's out of line. She knows she's out of line. How you approach her the first time she decides to be vulnerable sets the tone. Do you come down and are you administrative? Are you overly strict? Are you corporal? Are you stick? Or are you a benevolent dictator? Do you come in and change the communication? Do you come in and change the pattern? Do you come in and say, do you jump at her, or do you say, "Oh, look at what you fucked up," or do you say, you weren't intending to do that, were you? No, all right. Well, diffuse it, and the response you will get from her that you did not overly chastise or whatever, she will be so damn relieved that you didn't repeat that pattern. She'll leave being confused. She'll be like, "Oh my God." It will set the tone for a different level of interaction. Yep. Okay, here we go. You were unmuted. I think you muted yourself. Hello.
How you doing, sir?
I'm well. Good. Judah, you next. How old are you?
28.
Okay, what do you got for me?
Just generally when it comes to relationships and dating, partnership and someone who is able to start off as a friend when it comes to getting to know one another is something that I'm seeking first because I'm more so interested in the business aspect of my life right now. So
You're interested in the business aspect of your life?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. What does that mean though?
Just because that means that I'm focused on evolving what I'm doing with my businesses, with my brand, with my day to day.
Okay. Do you have any children?
No.
Do you want to be married?
I've been married and I would like to be married again.
Okay. We're not your friend.
Okay.
I mean, that's just not our job.
Okay.
When you have children, are you going to be their friend? Are you going to be their mother?
I'm going to be both.
No. See, that's that new age bullshit. Be their mother. Their friends are their friends. Why do you want to be both?
To support everything that they want to do with their lives.
You're not supposed to support everything. You're supposed to guide them.
That's going to come with being a mother.
Right, not a friend.
I can balance both.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Was your father in your life?
Yes.
Your mother and father married?
Yes.
Was your father your friend?
Yes.
All right, let's go down that path then. What age did you lose your virginity?
18.
Did you tell your daddy?
Yes.
Did you tell him before you did it or after? I mean, not after. Did you tell him the night you did?
I wasn't around him. He kicked me out when I was 17. So.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound like a friend.
It is a friend though.
No, it's not.
Well, I learned from that though.
You could learn from getting bit by a snake. That don't make it your friend. See, words mean things, and that's why I'm being direct. You think you know something that you don't know, and I'm trying to tell you you are misperceiving things.
Okay. I'm listening. I want to
Your
understand.
father's not your friend. Your father's your father. Your mother's your mother. Your friends are your friends. Trust me, my grandmother was not my mother's friend. She was her mother. And my mother honors her mother today as her mother, not her friend. We don't need our parents to be our friends. We need them to be our parents. We need our friends to be our friends. You don't need to be sitting down talking to your dad. You can have a cordial relationship, an open relationship. I'd have one with my child, but I'm not her friend.
Okay. I can see how that word can be very
Yeah, and that's why I said we need to take it out because your husband is your husband.
What about the word partner?
He's not your partner. You're his wife. Where's partner? Okay. Partners in a business. Who leads in the marriage?
I would give that to my husband.
You wouldn't give it. That's what it should be. In the United States, are the president and the vice president partners?
I may have misunderstood that. I thought they were, but I would
No,
like to
they're
know why
not.
they're not.
No, they're not. They're not. What does the vice president do? Nothing. He's the president of the Senate. The vice president does literally nothing unless the president dies.
Okay.
Nothing. See, we have deified the word partner and we have deified the word friend, but when we do that, we minimize the word husband. Husband is a title that should be imbued with respect, honor, admiration, dignity. But when you mix it with friend and partner, you have a business partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a business husband? No.
That makes sense.
Thank you. Now the
So I
business
shouldn't be seeking partnership within a marriage at all.
you should be seeking leadership. You should be seeking cooperation, but not partnership. You're not seeking partnership with your children, are you?
No, I want to set them up for success, but I wouldn't have
But
to
that's
partner
not
with them.
partnership, that's leadership. See, your husband is supposed to do what he's supposed to do, and that sometimes you may not like him for doing that. But it still needs to be done. I don't mean that you can't be affable and communicative with your man, but that's not a friend. We're not your friends. We're not you. That's the problem. Y'all think we're you and we're not you.
So we can't have conversations about business together. That's what, because I wanted, so basically make me understand why it's wrong that I wanted someone to partner with in
What
business,
kind of business are you
but
talking
set
about? What
aside
kind of
our
what kind of what
marriage
kind of
and
business are you
separate
talking?
those two
What kind of
things.
hold on, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
What kind of business are we talking about?
I write, so writing, music, the arts, publishing.
Okay, what kind of business you write songs for who?
Right now, I'm just establishing, but I'm an artist myself, so I write music right now, and I write books, and I write stories for
So
different
so
people.
what I need to understand is how can somebody help you write a song or a book?
It's complicated. I'm thinking of it on a more interpersonal level.
No, you're
So
thinking it on a creative girl hippie level, and that's not what it is. That's why
what's a creative girl
that's why
hippie level?
creatives are most difficult people to marry because you guys are overly in your feelings and not in the practical.
Mm. So I need to separate that entirely then.
Yes.
Okay, I can accept
Because
that.
what is your responsibility? Okay, your business, your job, your this, your that. You're his wife. What comes first, your business or his or him?
My marriage.
Okay, easier said than done. And that's part of the issue. You let in saying I want somebody to be a partner, and I'm focusing on my business and this and that.
Well, I was holding up as much as I could, but
You were doing what?
I guess I need to learn. I need to learn more of the roles of both husband and wife
Your mother and
from
father are
my
married,
experience.
right?
Yes, but I learned but so much from them. There's a
Why?
certain amount that I learned, and then I
Well,
learned
you're in
things
your
from my own
masculine. I'll tell
marriage.
you. I'll tell you that you're in your masculine energy. Like I'll tell you that for sure.
I can actually agree with you. I understand it about
So I
myself.
mean, so you need to understand what essence of wife is. What is essence? What is a wife's role?
I'm the nurturer,
Nope. It's a mother's role, a wife role.
the supporter,
She's a helpmeet,
helpmate.
helpmate.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And you want somebody to partner and help you. You want a wife.
Mm.
Yeah. Get a liquor license. You
So
gonna bartender? I mean, you gonna get a platonic relationship
I
with
was a
compound
bartender
living?
before.
I don't think you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking bartender is a creative way of me saying something else over here.
But I have been trying to do more of the feminine role. So I've allowed myself to date older men and let them take me out and show me different than what I've been experiencing. So I understand.
Men can't show you how to be feminine.
I mean, they let me be. That's what I mean by that. Because dating men who don't stand in their masculine
No,
role makes it hard for
no.
women to
Well,
be
no,
feminine too.
no, 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 no. Absolutely not. More modern psychobabble bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Feminine is what you are. You don't turn it on or off. And it's like, I wish
But you said I was masculine.
you're masculine because you're masculine. Just because you have a man that can to put you in your place doesn't make you feminine. You just know you need to shut up. But you're still masculine when you're quiet listening to an older man. You're still masculine.
So women have to shut up to men.
No, you have to shut up because you are masculine. I'm talking to this woman. You're in your masculine, and this is why you need to be around women, but you probably repulse women because you're overly masculine.
I can believe
So you're a woman without a country. You can't talk to, you say I'm trying to get you to understand what your mother and father did, but you say your daddy kicked you out. So you seem as someone who's strong-willed, stubborn, and has a single-minded. That's what I'm getting from you. And don't nobody want to be around that.
Yeah, I am alone all the time, so you were correct.
Well, that's what you should be. Don't no man want to be around that. Men, the number one thing men want from a woman is what?
They butt kiss.
I want you guys to understand what she just said. She thinks a man wants they butt kissed. That's what she thinks.
The way you're
that's what she
it,
thinks of you. Like that's what she thinks of you, gentlemen.
You're not really explaining anything to my question.
I'm asking you a question, and I'm just repeating your answer. I said, "What's the number one thing that men want from a man wants from a woman?" You said they butt kiss. There's nothing to explain. That is a negative connotation. There's no way to make that positive.
You said I'm masculine?
Ma'am, you've said you said who you are, and I'm just repeating it so you'll hear it. Don't get defensive because you said something that's revealing who you are. They butt kissed. How is that positive?
Because you said you don't. I'm not supposed to.
How is that positive?
I'm not supposed to support them. I can't partner with them. I can't be their
kissing
friend.
Somebody's butt.
I need to be there. Help me.
Excuse me. Kissing somebody's butt is positive?
I mean, it is if you're being their helpmate.
So, if you have employees at your business and they're doing their job, they're kissing your butt.
No, because they're going to get
Thank
paid.
you.
I'm not going to just have them working for me.
Thank you. Don't try to get smart. Think about what you're saying. What you're saying is now here comes the defensiveness. Here comes the wall. Instead of really listening, here comes the justification, guys. I'm letting you know what you're about to do.
Okay.
Put your dick up and listen. Coming in saying men want their butt kissed is a negative connotation towards men.
I can agree it is.
Then why say that unless you think of men in a negative light?
That's just how I perceived the thought process of what you're saying. I'm trying to process and understand what you're saying.
No, man. Well, I'm asking you what you. No. I'm asking you. Don't put. You can't make that. I won't own that. Their butt kiss. I said, what is the number one thing men want from women? And you basically let everyone know how you think of men. Are men positive?
Okay, so I'm gonna take my answer back then. They want love.
No.
And affection.
No.
They don't want love and affection either.
That's not the number one thing we want.
Don't know what men want.
They want cooperation.
Okay.
Cooperation.
That makes sense. I'm gonna take that down.
And when you say have your butt kissed, meaning somebody cooperating is somebody in a negative and a not positive role. That is a horrible way to look at a quote unquote friendship, quote unquote partnership, or a marriage.
Is cooperation mutual, right? Or is that just the woman has to be submissive to him wanting her to cooperate?
You don't have to do anything at all, ma'am. You can stay alone.
Oh, okay. So that's what that means. So all
no, that's not what it means. But what I'm saying is,
so
with you, with ma'am, what you need to understand is, have you had therapy?
I have. I'm still going through therapy.
Okay, you need to stay in because to you, every answer with you is that everything you're saying is a zero-sum game with hostility behind it, and there's no need for it.
So how did you feel about when you had got divorced? Like, how did you?
This is not about me.
What happened with the cooperation? Like how
This is not. This is not
could
about.
she
This
have
is not about
cooperated
me.
more?
See, now you're not gonna change. This is not about me. This
I
is
just want to
about
know how I can
you.
cooperate. How can I cooperate
Well, you
then
can't
in a
cooperate with
relationship?
anybody. You can't cooperate with anybody because you're not with anybody right now.
Yeah, true.
So why are you asking me this? This is just another way
Because
to
we're
try to.
talking about
You're just trying to redirect around me, and you need to learn how to be quiet. I told you guys what was about to happen. There you go, the modern woman, folks. Bull ring bonnet enabled. Bull ring bonnet enabled, and then got mad because she was showing who she was. Now imagine being on a date with her. Imagine being out with her. And you're just talking to her, and she can't check her attitude enough. She can't verbally jab with you, judo with you. So eventually she's going to become a bitch. That was a bitch. Going to be a bitch about it. See, if a man did that, if a man were to act like that with another man, there would be no words. A man would have to go out inside and shoot the fair one. We don't do that with each other. We have to comport ourselves a certain way because with men, we bump up against a violence line, an aggression line. With women today, in general, black women in particular, they are good to overstep the violence line. Habitual line steppers. They keep inching. And I told her, you're getting closer and closer and closer. Instead of woo-sighing and calming down this creative person who wants the Zen bonds and everything else, no, she just put the bull ring on maximum. What about you and divorce? Trust me, I'm doing okay. You're the one that's massively alone. Yeah, look at the comment section, having a good time. That's you, ma'am. That's you. Like I said, the stories this woman has told herself is what I'm talking about. This woman, like most of us, like most people in traumas, there's a fear. Fear. And instead of just saying, I'm scared, I'm afraid, I don't know, I'm vulnerable, it makes me feel uncomfortable to be this open and exposed. And I got to, so I got to have a bonnet and bull ring on, and I'll lean into it and talk like that so I can keep you away. I'm not impressed. And so you can't do me that way. You can't do me that way. You can do other guys that. We can't do me that way. I see you. I see you. Stay in the therapy, like I said, because whatever fear is motivating you, it's animating you when you're out in public. So if this is what happens on a phone call or a Zoom call, can you imagine what happens when her heart or her emotions are engaged? Can you imagine when she's really open and exposed? That's what I'm saying, guys. I understand and empathize with a lot of women because they've been given the wrong information for so long to where it's really unfair in their minds that they have to go through this public pain. And you or I can't take it away. We didn't make it this way. You blame your mom and them. This is what your mom and them asked for. Oh, you clicked off. That's why you decided to click off. Now you decide you want to come back. Hello.
Hi, I would like to not be on camera if that's
No
possible.
problem.
Hey, hello, how are you?
I am well. What do you got? How old are you, by the way?
I know I'm pretty young. I know you had a caller on that was 20. She was a mess, but I promise you I won't be a mess.
How old are you?
20.
Okay. What do you got?
So I just wanted to say, I want to start off by saying, your monologue spoke to me. You said some things that I really need to hear, in terms of, telling ourselves stories and things of that nature. Having a hard time being vulnerable. I have a guy friend, and our friendship is on the rocks because of that. Because it's hard for me to be vulnerable, all the trauma and all that. So it kind of it caused me to hurt our friendship without even knowing it. But I did have two questions. They're really short and sweet.
Go ahead.
Not gonna hold you up too long. I've heard you say in your broadcast that men and women they can't be friends. Can you tell me why?
Because that's
I
not our role. Because that's not really our role in your life. Men, well, especially if a woman is attractive. There was a movie called When Harry Met Sally in the 80s or 90s that talks about this. It is not our role to be your friend. Think about 1500 years ago. Go back any time in history and think about when we were much more farmers or agrarian. Were men and women just hanging out as friends? No. Men and women didn't even start socializing together until prohibition. And the only reason we did that is because all the liquor had to go underground in the United States. Prior to that, men and women never socialized together. We're not your friends. The men you have in the friend zone, man, quite honestly, this is what it is. You're getting boyfriend level time, attention, and possible resources, and you're not having to give sex. You're getting part of the social contract. You want to know if he's your friend, really your friend? Call him up at about 10 o'clock one night and say, damn, ugh, I'm a little horny right now. Can you swing through? And see what happened. Before you hang up the phone, he'll be there with his Johnson out. Is that a friend? You think he'll say, no, girl, we need to, let me come by and let's talk. Let's put on beaches and hug it out. What do you think he would say?
I will say recently.
What do you think he would say? Before you do that, what do you think he would say to that proposition?
I think he would take me up on my offer.
Thank you. Then everything else is irrelevant.
We've crossed lines more recently, and now I think it'll hurt our friendship even more.
What do you mean you cross lines?
We've been intimate.
Romantically?
Yes.
Because that is your natural position. So men and women cannot be friends because sex is always going to be an issue. The question is, why can't you get into a relationship with somebody you consider to be a quote unquote friend? Because you're scared to be vulnerable. Yeah. Godfather's right yet again. And here's the thing. You got to ask yourself, not here. You really got to take some time with this. What am I really scared of? And that's a long process. Because you got to look at, typically this goes back to our childhood. What happened, we didn't get something that we needed early on, and we learned how to adjust to that. And the person that didn't give it to us didn't even know we necessarily needed it, or they gave us what they thought we needed or they wanted us to have. Because what you're saying ultimately is I have somebody who I call a quote unquote friend. And we can do all these things. And women all the time say, I want to be in love with my friend. This woman just said that, right? And you're saying, well, I have a friend and we've crossed the intimacy line, but I keep wrecking my home because I'm afraid to be vulnerable. And if you can't be vulnerable, you cannot really give love and affection a way a man wants to have with his primary. So he will feel rejected when that invulnerability comes up, and then he'll take it personal, and it ain't about him. See, y'all thought I was just a Negro in a suit. I got skills. So the work is what's necessary. Go find out what's animating your fears and address them. I'll give you an example. I'm gonna move on. You ever know anybody that has a phobia, fear of water, fear of heights, fear of spiders, fear of like claustrophobia, fear of close spaces? Fear, but they exist.
Yeah, of course.
Now, let's say fear of spiders. That's a legitimate fear in some regards because some spiders can be poisonous, but most aren't. But seeing a spider, it should not make you have a panic attack and feel like you're going to die because of it. It's a hyper reaction to a fear. The fear of intimacy and the fear of vulnerability is common. It's natural. But when you're at some place where you're supposed to be comfortable and with a friend with somebody, those are the people you're supposed to be able to let that guard down with and be comfortable. But somewhere along the lines, you didn't get something you needed in your development in your developmental years. So you've learned how to just block that off. You got to go do that work, because if you don't unblock this, you'll repeat this cycle over and over again, over and over again. I call it playing tapes, but now we just put it on repeat. Second question.
I've called in before. I'm a nurse, and I said that I would like to get my PhD, and I've called in to ask about that.
I'm a PhD.
But I've heard you say that nurses we tend not to get the high value men, and I wanted to know why. I've heard you say
we tend to avoid you. We tend to because because
I'm a PhD.
One, you tend to be too controlling. Nurses tend to earn enough money to where it's more difficult. Nurses tend to be very independent. Erratic work hours, over dedication to their job because of their workload, their patient loads. You're giving all of your nurturing and everything else to your job, where it should be coming to your man. And it makes it more difficult for a man to impress a woman who's earning the kind of money you're earning, unless he is substantially out earning you. There used to be a time a man could impress a woman just by building something, fixing something. Now, in order to impress a woman today, you damn near have to be a high value man, which is unfair to most guys, but it is. You listen to how many women say they want men who are making six figures or more, knowing how small of a pool that is, but that's what they want. So how does the typical man come impress you enough to put your PhD, put your nursing and everything to the side, to put the income potential and everything else, to trust him to do what? That's a big lift. That's a tall lift. Same reason. It's not just nurses. It's attorneys, physicians, nurses, actors, actresses, massage therapists, bartenders, servers, creatives, and then also psychologists, psych chicks. Those are the ones that I may be missing somebody. What am I missing? Something else? Oh, exes who were police officers or former military is also starting to creep up there too. But yeah, those, and it's also this information I've gotten from men who are out here, and they're saying women who are in these categories tend to be more problematic than others, which is kind of sad, because women are very highly represented in healthcare, and the very things that make you good at healthcare will make you a great wife and mother and nurturer. But if you didn't learn how to be vulnerable and care and do all those things for a man in your early years, it's uncomfortable. So it's easier to drown yourself in work as a nurse too, because you always got to be busy. I can be a traveling nurse. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this shit all day. And she's over here smiling big because she's like, damn, he telling all my shit. He telling all my story. He like, God damn, how you know all this?
I think I'm gonna have a hard time finding a man because I want to be a travel nurse. I'll be in different cities. That's a fair too.
Hey man, I don't. I'm just saying. You asked, so well. I'm sorry. You know how it is, though. Have a good one.
Thank you.
I know all the nurses gonna be throwing hypodermics at me carrying on. Hey man. And the funny thing is, 70, 80 years ago, men used to go after nurses because they were like the Florence Nightingales kind of sort of. But okay, I get it. Folks, nurses gonna be angry with me. They be like, dang, why can't we get a high value man? Why can't we get on Hub? Why can't they love? If you're willing to be vulnerable, cooperative, submissive, and that's the biggest trip for most modern women, being vulnerable. And I know, man, that's a hard pill to swallow. I know that's a hard pill. I know it's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of women. They're like, what? A lot of women are like, I'm gonna go ahead and go use old boys one. Shout out to Replicant. A lot of modern women are like, what? What? Be vulnerable? I'm not gonna be vulnerable. What you mean I gotta be vulnerable? I gotta be soft. And here's the funny thing, guys. Most modern women who fit in this category, who have the problem with the fear and the vulnerability, when you get right down to it, they are really truly feminine. They are really truly gooey on the inside. They are really truly the women you kind of feel them to be. You know, I don't want to use that word. The kind of woman you like, she's in there. She's in there, but she's just behind all these layers. Now, unless she's a narcissist, the layers that she's behind are really just paper. Hey, hold on, I see you. What's your name in here? Jasmine, I see you. Let me tell you guys something. Let me help you ladies out, okay? Guys, understand something. Your godfather about to teach something, okay? We are different than them, okay? Things in the mirror may be bigger than they appear. Most women, their hard shell is like the side view mirror. It looks bigger. But when you get there, you recognize that wall is really paper. And if you can do like thing I said earlier, benevolent dictator, give a safe space for her to actually let it down, allow her to do the trust fall for you, you can have a completely different outcome in a relationship than you never thought was possible. I'm just telling you, man, this is why you see so many of your favorite guys in these spaces. They don't have relationships because they've learned how to accept women. I don't want women to change. Women are who they are. I accept female nature. I'm not going to try to make a woman be a man. I'm just going to accept her for being what she is. But if you can go ahead and get to that, realize that there's just paper, she'll be good. All right, Jasmine, let's go ahead and unmute you. Women are like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for telling me it's just paper. I don't like being like this. How are you, Jasmine?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 27.
All right, what do you got for me?
Well, I'm very happy to be a part of your show. You've given great advice over the past few months for me.
Okay.
And I'm in a position now where I recognize that I've made mistakes in the past, take accountability, and I'm ready to settle down at this stage. I'll be 28 at the end of the month, and just
Okay.
looking forward to what's ahead of me.
Do you have any children?
No,
And you say you settled down. Do you want to be married?
yes,
When was your last relationship?
it ended in January.
How long were you guys together before it ended?
It wasn't too long. It was 4 months,
Okay. What's your longest relationship?
4 years.
And how long ago was that?
It ended in 2016.
Is there a reason you guys didn't formalize or decide to get married?
We're still great friends to this day. It just didn't work out at the time. I was engaged to him, but we're still friends. But
Okay, but
there's
why
no
didn't you?
specific
Okay, but
reason.
what I want to know now, this is important. Now the work starts because why didn't you guys get married though?
I wasn't ready at the time. I
What does that
wasn't in
mean?
the right mindset to be married. I was focused more on my career, but now I see that it would have been probably the best
What kind
decision.
of career are we talking about?
I was employed at the Postal Service, but I'm not there anymore.
So you were together 4 years. He proposed to you, but you weren't ready to be married because of your career at the Postal Service. That's what you said, right?
That's what I said, yeah.
What kind of career? No, not trying to be funny, but what kind of career do you have at the Postal Service?
None. I'm resigned from there, so I don't work there anymore.
So it sounds like it was more of a job.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so and what a lot of women like yourself, you say I was focused on my career. It's really just an excuse. I say most people don't have careers; they have jobs. So you even had to laugh. I don't have no career, and I don't there. It was a convenient excuse. See, that's the story you told yourself. See, the story you tell yourself. There's the fact, and then there's the reaction. We're not engaged because of my career. No, we're not engaged because I was afraid.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, but that's not what you said. That's what I'm saying. Because you're telling
I
me
understand.
you're still good friends, and is he married?
No, he's not.
How often do you guys speak?
We spoke today. Prior to this, we spoke about a month ago. So it's on and off.
So why aren't you guys back together?
I'm dating other people, and
You doing what?
we just grew apart. I said I'm dating other people, and we just grew apart. Like I don't think that we're going to get back together. But I still have
You don't want to
a
get
lot
back
of
with
love for
him.
him.
You don't want to get back with him.
No,
He wants to get back with you though.
I don't think he does. We have a cordial relationship. We've been speaking of working on business together and things like that.
Speaking
But
on you speaking
no,
on business, you said?
yes,
Does he have a girlfriend?
I think he does.
Hmm. Okay. I'll leave that alone. It's really rare that men and women can truly be friends after a long term relationship. It's actually very toxic.
Thank you for your time.
Huh?
I said thank you for your time.
Yeah. Yeah. It can be very toxic for doing that kind of stuff. So um I'm gonna do this. Uh this whole friends after relationship, that's generally when a woman has rejected a man and he's taking a consolation prize. Gentlemen, don't take a second prize. It's either all or none. You gotta keep your self-respect and dignity. Ladies, same thing. Don't take the friend zone after a relationship. It's always a bad position because the dynamics are off. You can never truly be friends because there's a longing there. There's a connection there. If the relationship is over, truly over, memorialize it in your memory and make it there. But don't drag around this corpse because it's hurting somebody and it's keeping you away. The new guy you're coming into don't want to know that you're with talking that to an ex, whether you're there or not. It's just not a good idea. But more importantly, 4-year relationship, job at the post office, career, more excuses, fear, vulnerability. And sadly, this is what is all through our community. So many of our women are terrified of trusting and being vulnerable to a man, so they wreck their own homes. And then you go and try to here's the sad part. They go and try to reproduce the healthiest relationship they ever had instead of going back to the man that they had it with and saying, I'm sorry, I messed up, please take me back. Oh, but that's too much like right. Too much like right. That's too much like right, and that's too much like you don't want to humble yourself. Can't let your ego get in the way. So better to go ride the cock carousel and find a new guy. No, 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 no. No, no, no. She's a runner. She's a track star. Ego is not the purview of, your ego should not be keeping you from happiness, ladies. Your ego should not be keeping you from happiness. All right, to the two of you in the Zoom room, either you get on camera or I'm going to bounce you. I said it earlier, I said it again. Okay, so Marticia goes first and then Izzy. Unmute yourself. Oh, you just muted again. Unmute. Hello.
I unmuted it.
Okay, how are you?
Hi. I'm 27.
Okay. I said, how are you? But maybe it was a delay. So what do you got for me?
I'm sorry. I'm good. I'm sorry. I didn't hear that.
That's okay. Go ahead. So what do you have?
So I'm 27
Mhm.
and I heard about you, a friend of mine's watch you and stuff like that, and I started watching it. And then I just listened to some of the things that you say about women not getting a man. Now I have seen some stuff where you have gotten on men, but I just feel like some of the stuff that's being said, like for an example, like friends, like you said, they can't be friends. Like if an attractive woman, now I get where you're coming from, like if they are presenting that, as far as sex, I definitely understand why you would say that. But if they are just friends and they, none of that comes up, and you said that she, especially if she's an attractive woman, I disagree with that, because I know people that are friends with men that have not done nothing, and they are just friends.
You disagree. Don't make it any, doesn't make it true. How often do you hear
Okay.
men say that men and women can't be friends? How often do you hear men
I
say
don't hear
that?
that.
Really?
Mm,
Steve Harvey was just in the news for saying it 3 weeks ago. There are movies made about this. We say it all the time.
okay.
Look at the chat room. Hundreds of men are saying no. But again, like most women, you think because you want it to be true, it can't be. No. Just because you have an anecdotal experience, you want to know if he's your friend, offer him some tail. See what happens. He'll take it. And why do you need to be a man's friend anyway? Either be his woman or leave him alone. Do you want, how about this? Let me flip it up. Let me flip it up to you. Would you like it this way? That if a man was just having sex with a woman and not taking her out, he just goes by, hits it, and leaves. No kiss, no nothing. Bend over, bash, go. Is that cool?
No, it ain't
Oh,
cool.
did you? Oh, say, but that's what y'all are doing when y'all use men as friends. You use men for an emotional sponge, and you're getting boyfriend-like attention and not giving up your sexual end of the contract. So of course you want this fallacy to be out there so you can benefit from it. Men are saying no more. You want to be friends? You can be friends after the orgasm. If men start
Okay.
saying that, we can talk about your date after I come. How many women do you think would want to be a man's friend?
Yeah, well, that's true. I can agree with that.
Well, that's what it is, though, man. That's what it is.
But not all men like that. Not all men want
Why do
a
here's the
woman
thing?
that.
Why do you ladies think because you say not all men are like that changes the facts? What in the world is pertains to everything other than death? So stop saying those silly arguments, ladies. Not all men. Just say I'm wrong. But no, that's the ego of the modern woman. You can't say you're wrong. Can't. Ego is bigger than a man. Coincidentally, many of y'all are bigger than us too. Y'all need to stop this. This ain't wrong. Here you go. I'm,
The thing
I'm,
I want to.
I'm
No,
wrong. Wrong.
that's another thing that I wanted to speak about too, because
Say
I
I'm
know that
wrong.
you
But no, we
make
don't, we don't,
like,
we don't go past one without the other. You wanted to speak about what? Go ahead. Excuse me.
I
I
don't
didn't
feel
hear-
like I'm wrong.
I don't care. See, the thing is, see what you just told on yourself. It f your feelings. It don't matter whether you feel like you're wrong. 2 plus 2 is 4. No matter how you feel about two or four. See, that's prevalent in the black community. We think we can change facts with our feelings. That's why we're at the bottom. Because we're illogical so many of the times. I don't feel like I'm wrong. You're wrong.
Okay.
But you're too proud to admit it.
No, because I've seen people have that's in friends
Is it the
with guys.
norm? Is it more than? Is it the norm? Are men and women normally friends in a non-sexual situation? Do men want to be women's non-sexual friends? Do we want that?
What we already have
Do
that.
men want women to? Do men want to be friends with women in a non-sexual way? Do we want you as friends? We don't even want to talk to you as girlfriends most of the time. We do it so we can get laid. And y'all need to start understanding that. We listen to your stories, all the shit going on with your friends, your family, and everybody else so we can get some. That's all. We take you out, we do stuff for you so you can pleasure us. That's the deal. Always has been. We don't care about what's going on Love and Hip Hop or your friends, what's going on at work. We want your mouth on our Johnson. And if we have to listen to your stories to get some, we'll do that. You know that too. And the funny thing is, so many women act stupid today, game goofy, like, I don't know, maybe they just like talking to us. Y'all ain't got shit to talk about. We don't even speak the same language. What do men like to talk about? How about that?
A lot of things like
Name 4 things.
about they work. Let me see, their kids, um, past relationships, and probably other stuff like hobbies and stuff.
See, she ran out after work. I gave her work, and we don't want to talk to you about work. We don't even want to work with y'all. I even gave her work. Kids, 51% of black men are single and childless. Most black men have no children. We don't want to talk to you about relationships. We want to screw you. And then hobbies and stuff. See, she still can't admit she's wrong. Perfect modern woman. Welcome to World Star.
Oh wow.
I'll make you famous.
We don't want to talk to you. When do you hear dudes saying, man, I'm going to pick up my homegirl Cheryl, man. We're going to rap a taste about some stuff. We don't even want you. I don't want you. Do you think men want women on ESPN and Sports Center and everything else? They had to be in there. Men want the women to be where they are. In a relationship position or nothing. I ain't got no shame in my game. We want you in a relationship position or nothing. Gentlemen, stop being in women's friend zone. It's hurting them. They actually think this. Stop being a beta male orbiter. Go through your phone and remove every woman that has you in the friend zone. Remove her, block her. Take your attention back from them. And you want to see women start acting right? Remove all the free attention that they're getting. Because attention to women is like oxygen. It's like food. They need our validation. Women today are becoming friends with men because they don't have relationships. You even see women today being friends with gay guys just to get male validation because they don't have primary male validation from a man. All men need to pull a relationship back from women who are not sexually active with them.
What?
What? Just like you wouldn't want a woman having sex with a man if he's not doing nothing for her. See, gentlemen, it boggles their mind. It's only supposed to go one way. They're supposed to take from us, and we're supposed to give to them. You're not supposed to get anything. She can't even comprehend of a world to where she's supposed to do what's right. She's supposed to take.
So what do they give?
Nothing. We give to our girlfriends and our wives.
Oh,
If you have a boyfriend?
I don't.
You've had a boyfriend though, right?
I did.
Right. When you had your boyfriend, did you want him spending time with his female friends? Get off my phone. You know you're goddamn wrong. You can't even admit it. You can't admit it. It's like
Okay.
wrong. Can't admit it. Oh, you got me.
What?
You got me. Gentlemen, do yourself the favor of not being a beta male orbiter. One of the best things you can do is purge your life of women you're not screwing. If sex isn't on the table or in the future, leave her. Unmute yourself. Hello? What's wrong with
Hi,
what I
Kevin.
said? What's wrong with what I just said?
I don't think anything is wrong with what you're saying because everything that you say on a regular basis, I hear that from my own father. So it doesn't move me in the slightest. It's just normal conversation at this point.
Right? So what do you got for me?
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that some of us do actually take accountability. And I also wanted to prove a point as well. In a sense of men, a lot of us women don't know what they want. Prime example, the last young lady. But I feel like the past couple of years, my past couple of years have been a learning experience, especially with learning men and how they are and how they operate and how they are a lot smarter than what the previous generations have led us females to believe. So just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you, man. I'm gonna build off what you just said. Thank you. Gentlemen, understand most women don't know what they want. Most women don't even know or understand themselves. So what does that mean? You need to be focusing on your square. What women want is men who know what they want. See, it's easier for a woman who doesn't know what she wants and doesn't really know herself, who's getting to know herself, to see a man doing what he's doing and on his square moving without her. And she can say, oh, I can move like that. I can do like that. Because she can envision herself sitting next to you, building a nest in that space. And the worst thing we were taught to do as men is to get off our square, get off our purpose, and focus on them and start trying to talk to them. Hey, what should we do? She don't want that responsibility. She want to be in the passenger seat. She wants the driving responsibility on you, brother. She wants to be there and look it over saying, look at my man drive. This seat's uncomfortable. Turn on the air. This music is not good. Let her sit over there and say what she say, but she's happy doing that. But should we take I-95 or this? Or should we take this exit? Wasn't that? Ask a woman a bunch of questions and just listen to her vagina go. That's a woman's vagina when you start asking her too many questions. And we've all done it. We've all done it. Where we're like, well, I care about her, so I want to get her input in doing this. Man, grab your balls and sit up straight. You care about her? Stop overloading her. It's hard to do for modern men, especially raised by Babyface and Mint Condition and all that shit, man. It's hard because, like, I want to involve her. I care about her, man. My lady's smart, man. She got a, she got her head on her shoulder, man.
I'm a PhD.
She got a PhD. She's smart. I trust her judgment. She good. Cool, bro. Understand. Get her opinion over lunch. Not in the heat of the battle. Let her come to you with something when she comes, but stop relying on her to be the lead. Let her rest in her feminine so she can build you up, or not build you up, so she can inspire you in your masculine. Bro, I have failed this way. It's a horrible way to live. It's a horrible way to live when you emasculate It is a horrible way to live when you emasculate yourself trying to become the man you never should have been. God damn it, we were taught wrong. It is a horrible way to live when you emasculate yourself as a man to try to be the man you never should have been. Fuck Joe. Fuck Mint Condition. Fuck the love songs. Be like your granddaddy, your great granddaddy. Grab your balls, close your mouth, and dig a goddamn hole. Dig a trench, dig a tree, chop down some wood, build a house, kill a bear, catch some fish. Do something, nigga. Just let her go do her. So, while women are the best storytellers, and I say modern, there's a modern male component and a modern woman component. But today we're talking about the women. Ladies, understand the stories you tell yourself and get down to separate the fact from the stories. And remember, you can decide to change the story you're writing. I don't care how far you got into the novel. Get a new notebook, start a new story. Gentlemen, same thing. The stories apply to us too, just in a different way. But I will say, guys, we have to resist the urge. We got to resist the urge to fall back into that, what you want to do, what you like. I'll be her friend. We can't have it all together. I'll just orbit. If you're going to go out like a man, 10 toes down. You're going to go out like a man. Because it is better on your psyche to know you went down like a man instead of like a bitch. I've been there, bro. You don't want that. And when you exercise the last little bit of bitch out of you, and when you see it start to well up in you again, you slap the bitch back out of yourself. Hell no. No. None of that. You stay on your square. You remember who you're supposed to be. Get your gauntlet, your wolf pack around you. Get you a friend to elbow you back in your jaw, punch you on your motherfucking chest. Say, man, stop tripping. Stop being a punk. Trust your Godfather. Trust your Godfather. Trust me. It is better for you. It is better for them. It is better for us all. All right, man, I got to get up out of here. That was a good show. Friday, we're going to do the million subscriber celebration. Dress to impress. We'll be taking in phone calls and coming to show your support. It's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a great thing. Guys, we're doing good work over here. Guys in the non-gender specific work, we're doing great work over here. Lives are being impacted. Things are changing. Things are happening. And we're going to keep on moving. We're going to keep on moving, doing what we do. But until the next time, you know how we always say over here, peace. We are gone. Old man dance, damn it. But I make this shit look good.
In this moment,
Wish you looked this good when you got to be my age.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Hold on. Let me do that for you. Forgot to show you.
It's not hard to fool me.
You like the new, let's see.
I'm addicted to the good life.
You like the new tie bar?
Lead the way.
Hold on. Alleganza McDaddy.
No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
Woo!
To the edge of it all.
Dun, 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 dun,
So
dun,
tell
dun,
me
dun.
good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah.
Y'all need to learn how to slow dance too, man.
So simple.
Keep your hands at 10 and 3. 10 and 2.
Before the moment flies. So tell me good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. So simple now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem. Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me.
I'm
I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
Big Shirley.
Lead the way. I follow. No need to say.
I rebuke.
Where we are
I'm your huckleberry.
So tell your